Because, and this is something that maybe some guys in the manosphere aren't going to like to hear, but in order to get from here to here, you need to dip your toes in the opposite energy. The issue is that people are stuck here. For a man to become a great man, a great leader, a leader who's aligned with truth and not ego, a leader who's filled with love, he has to experience death on a certain form. He has to come to terms with his energy. He has to know how to release it, which is expressing emotions to a certain extent. Women are very good at expressing emotions. At least they used to be. Because a lot of them have gotten stuck in their depolarization, they also start to have a little bit of a harder time with this. But men tend to have a really hard time. But a man who goes out and experiences the feminine, which is one of the reasons why a man going out in nature, which is something I talked about in my speech yesterday at the 21 convention, it's so important for a man to be out in nature because nature adds a sort of like a feminine chaotic test to them. And then they can test their limits, but also open up emotionally. Great example of a guy like this is Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall. Very, very much in tune with his emotions. There's a wild element to him, though. But he can go back here and he can become he becomes a true leader. So if there's a problem, he can meet the problem on an emotional level and also become stronger than this guy who's actually very afraid. This guy's afraid of losing control. This guy is not. He welcomes whatever fate awaits him. And women love these guys. They love them. There's just not a lot of them. Because we have this sort of idea that we have to get stuck into one of these two things. But I'm talking to women right now. So what does the integrated feminine look like? And this is something that I found very, very difficult for women to accept. Because women come from this formlessness, this sense of no identity, and then they find out who they are, right? They find out that they can provide for themselves. They can survive. They don't need a man to survive. They have this strength. But if they want the love that they're looking for in a relationship, they have to surrender once again. And it's very, very difficult to go from helplessness to some semblance of controlled, that you have some control over your life, to surrendering and giving up that control in pursuit of love. Now, I want to emphasize that it may seem on the surface, because we have so much associations due to the propaganda we've received around these words. So when we say surrender, that's a negative term. That means that you're weak. No, that's not what it means. The man who surrenders to God is the strongest man. Surrenders to his fate. There's a sense of release there. This is a woman surrendering to love. And a woman in this place, I mean, the words that come to mind are captivating and radiant. They don't have to worry about guys going after them because at this point they cultivate their own energy. But men give them so much energy, they just throw their energy at them. Because a woman, an integrated woman, is like a healing presence. She just brings the life of everybody up around them. She's rejuvenating. There's a free-flowingness to it. Whereas the distorted feminine is like a neediness, like guilt and manipulation. This is just, it's love and bliss. And remember, a woman, and this is a trap here, a woman here does not just allow anybody to get to her. Women down here are much more likely to do that, give themselves to any guy. A woman here will do it because she thinks it's empowering. A woman down here will do it because that's the only way she thinks she can get a guy to care about her. A woman up here can say no easily because she's discovered her personal power, but it doesn't mean that she has to be hardened up. She doesn't have to have a wall around herself. It's very, very difficult for women to do. And of course, having an integrated man is a major piece of this, right? Woman's more likely to surrender to an integrated man. Women are not going to surrender to a guy who's distorted. They're not going to do it, women like that. Even though those men might be intoxicated by her. Great example is